We do know that strangers, friends, and loved ones are coming together to honor Marion County Deputy John Durm. Investigators say that suspect trying to escape attacked and killed him, as Rachel just reported there tonight. But tonight we do know there's an outpouring of love and support for the fallen deputy. WRTV's Kaitlyn Kendall is live outside the Marion County Community Justice Center, the site of a growing memorial. Kaitlyn, good evening.
Good evening, Nicole. It has been a growing memorial indeed. I've watched as dozens of people, some who knew him, some who didn't, came here to pay their respects to Deputy John Durm. I want to show you a bit of that growing memorial. You can see the hood of that replica of his transport van covered in flowers. There's a Budweiser can with a Harley-Davidson logo on it. I learned from his wife that they were supposed to ride his motorcycle later that night. Of course, he wasn't able to. And there's even police badges from other departments. Of course, so many people just wanting to pay their respects to Deputy Durm. A quiet and somber day at the Community Justice Center.
It's really heartbreaking. They put their lives on the line every day. They don't even know whether they're coming home that night.
A heartbreaking reality for Deputy John Durm.
And I just want to encourage.
Yes, they need encouragement. They need encouragement.
The community coming out to show their support for the deputy who was killed in the line of duty.
Pay our respects, because law enforcement anymore, emergency personnel, they just don't get the respect that they need and the support that they need. And they need to know, the family and the law enforcement people need to know that there are people out here that support them.
Flowers and mementos left to honor the hero.
You know, it's horrible. It's horrible.
Some who didn't even know Deputy Durm. Others who met him on the job.
You know, he wasn't like stuck up like, who are you? You know, like he's sat and listened to me when I was talking to him and stuff, and we had conversation.
And former colleagues who got to know the man he was.
He's just such an amazing person, type of person that a very rare individual that you rarely come across. He was a mentor when I first started. And he was the type of person that would literally, he would give you the shirt off his back.
Deputy Durm was an icon for the sheriff's office.
Serving his community, 38 years with the Marion County Sheriff's Office. The department says he acted as a mentor and brought a smile to everyone's faces while at work.
He was a giant in that he left very large footsteps for us to have to fill, but he also left a legacy that we'll be able to remember and carry on for the rest of our careers and our lives.
His wife came by, laying flowers and a card for her late husband. A message to him: I am lost without you. We sat and talked about the things she'll remember most. His laughter that could make anyone smile. His jokes he thought were funny. And his incredible amount of love for his family and 4 sons.
There is nothing that we will be able to do to replace not only him as a deputy, but John Durm, the man.
He was just, it's hard to put into words what kind of person he was. He was just such a salt of the earth person, a very rare breed.
A rare breed that this community will certainly miss.
So very sorry for your loss, Don and Sharon Fraley.
And we do know that Deputy Durm shared that legacy of service with his 4 sons, 2 of them serving in the Air Force overseas right now, and one of his sons also currently in school to become a deputy, of course, a correctional deputy. And I do want to show you here, this just got dropped off by the latest recruit class. I'll show you the back here. It says, in together, out together, 97 forever. This is the recruit class that his son was taking part in. Of course, he was there that day. The sheriff told us yesterday he was there at class when he found out about his dad. And then over here on the other side, we've learned time and time again that Deputy Durm is an avid golf lover. Of course, we have his Harley-Davidson here, but down here we have 2 golf clubs that were dropped off. This one says, for John, a friend in golf and life. And a friend in life is something that we've learned from many people who Deputy Durm was. It's just who he embodied. So many people talking about that smile that he had, and of course his infectious laughter. We're live outside of the Community Justice Center. Kaitlyn, Kendall, WRTV. Nicole?
Kaitlyn, thank you. And Deputy Durm's family is still working on funeral arrangements. We will bring you those when we find out what those plans are.